and replay viewers. How's everyone doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Maybe I'll convince Martin to do a short one later, but I'm bored out of my skull. So, wanted to say hi and just update and chat for a tiny bit because I don't want to run my data too high, for too long type thing. Because yeah, we have a limited amount of data because that's the plan we're on. And I thought I'd come in and say hi. And this is called non-shooting day LSP work. LSP is location services personnel. Some of you have asked about entertainment industry and getting into it and all this kind of stuff. This is the kind of job that anyone can do, really, because it's a lot of sitting around and it's not a shooting day. So basically, we're just hired to keep an eye on whatever the production has rented. So I'm over here and I'm sitting in my vehicle. I've got an umbrella to keep the sun directly off. You can see I've got it right now, my feet, because the hatch is covering the rest of it. And I've got my battery booster that's powering up my iPad right now because I've been video editing. And snacks are over here. And Martin is over on the other side of these tennis courts with the what they like to call the circus. And the circus is basically all the production vehicles and stuff like that. And there's another young lady with this company as well that's closer to the street in the other parking lot. And there was a younger gentleman who took his spot. I think he's up on the street in that direction. So there's four of us today, basically babysitting. Um, my job today is to make sure no one takes off with cones or parks in those spots, or you see we've got it blocked off here too. And so this is one of those jobs that practically anyone, if you ever just want to be on set, there are days where you're on a shoot set and then it's different. You're really keeping an eye on things even more so because, especially if you're on a street, because people try to park where your cones are and you got to ask them to move along. And when you're on set like that, like when they're shooting, you don't you get fed, but you can't have anyone by. You can't, I can't do this. If we were shooting today, I would not be allowed to do this. So, whereas on a day like this, it's like I've got some friends. Martin and I were not prepared, and we forgot to bring a second meal. So we've got enough for like a small lunch, but we don't have like a dinner. So we've got a friend of ours picking up a larger lunch, and we're going to keep the small stuff for dinner and probably eat something when we get home, which will probably be around 8 o'clock. So yeah, we're here. Hello, her story. Woo, thank you. Bottom, and then the heart symbol, but I can't do that with one hand holding the phone. Woohoo! Thank you so much, her story. But yes, so it's we're with a different company now. We used to do LSP a few years ago when we first got back here. We were juggling that the prop shop we were working for, and yeah, the company we were with, I will not go back to. So this is a different company. Hello from Sydney. Hello, Sydney. So we got Atlanta and Sydney. Woo! Nice. Hi, DJ. So yeah, the other company does things like, women aren't allowed to do an overnight shift. I don't know why not. I'm a night owl. So yeah, they had a lot of weird stuff that really doesn't make sense and abandoned their crew a lot. This company seems a lot better. So send some smiles your way. Congratulations. Thank you. New industry? No, it's still the entertainment industry. I've been in the entertainment industry since I was 8. I'm 52 now, but it's a different job. It's one of those kind of fill the gap job because Martin and I, the shop we were working for, COVID took them down, and technically we've been equivalent to unemployed for a while now because we moved back across country. We've moved 8 times in 2 years, but we moved back across country for a particular shop, and that shop is now gone. COVID didn't, it didn't survive. So we've made our own store now, try to do more cosplay stuff and general public stuff and people stuff. And so we got a hold of this LSP company, which is a newer company, and said, listen, we need to fill the gaps. because the EI is going to run out. The the COVID assist program that the Canadian government's got, it's going to run out, and we need to eat. So we're back to doing this. Understandable. Great to have employment. That is awesome. Thank you. Yeah, this is LSP work is people are like, oh, it's exciting, you get to be on set, but yeah, technically I am. But today's a non-shooting day. They're not going to start shooting again until Tuesday. But productions basically rent large chunks of areas, buildings, and there's no point in bringing things in and out all the time, or trying to kick cars out when they come back to shoot. So they'll hire someone at $17 an hour, which is, it's not incredible, but it's not like I'm doing much. And yeah, eating is good. This is true. Oh, there's Martin. He's on the other side. Maybe I should get you to come on a little bit, after our friends bring our lunch and go away. Maybe Martin, I can get Martin on and later on in the day, just on the other side. Yes, he is. I'm gonna basically, I'm gonna turn the camera around. Oh, I'm gonna try to turn the camera around. There we go. Can do. So yes, my job is to keep an eye on this parking lot to make sure people don't park in the spots. And this way too, when they come back to shoot, they're not gonna have to struggle. If this was a shooting day, um, I wouldn't be allowed to be on air with you guys. And then you see on the other side there, you see all those trucks. So that's like the change trucks, the change rooms, and the makeup truck and hair truck, and the washrooms are over there. And thank you, Michael. Yeah, LFP is one of those kind of no-brainer jobs. You're guaranteed a minimum 4 hours, and you're not allowed to go past 12. The law won't allow it. So we're 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. today, and 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. tomorrow. And yeah, this one's a boring one because there's no shooting going on, but that's okay. It's okay. It's in the extra money that we need long enough to get that store up and going and make some sales and start paying some extra bills that way. And so yeah, are you in the city? Um, Martin, we are at. Damn it, I wasn't paying attention because I took a nap in the car because I didn't sleep much last night. Martin drove. Martin, where are we? Hurry up and wait. Yeah. Well, this time because there's no shooting today. There's no shooting until Tuesday. It's just a lot of sitting around, and I brought my journal with me, and right now I'm charging the iPad because I've been doing some video editing. Ironically, I'm hiding in the shade of the lighting truck. Woo! There we go, Dufferin and Lawrence, and it's a TV series. It's a TV series. Their code name is Chucky. Shows never use their real name. I think it's a new series, a brand new series, but shows never use the real name. It's always code. So because they don't want they don't want people finding out where actors are. But today, like I mean, not until Tuesday. This whole property is going to be like people like us, LSPs, just sitting around making sure no one takes the cones and no one parks in the spots. It really is season one. Is it season one? Nice. Martin's been, and you guys, you can tell it's law anywhere in North America. I don't know about Europe, but they have to have production lists up online. So people living in areas can, reference the producers and everything, and if something happens, they're reachable. So, it's Ontario Film Board and BC Film Board, Saskatchewan. Each province has its own film board, and they have to put productions up online. So there's more information from like the union stuff, the union pages. There's more information. So Martin and I have more than what's out in the public, but it's yeah, it's all online. You guys can tell what's shooting in which province, which state. Every single province and state has a film board, film commission. So yeah, it's nice because I can still do my editing. It's a non-shoot day. We can have friends by if we want. So we got friends bringing us lunch, so we can have lunch together. And then we've got small bits to make together a dinner later on, a small dinner. So if we were shooting today, we'd be fed. But what they do when they're not shooting on non-shooting days, they give a $15 food allowance, so that gets added later on to your paycheck. So it's nice. There it is, OntarioCreates.ca. We need to go for a drink. Yes, Oh yes, Michael. Oh God. Yes, I want to hit like a pub and have like real wings and like serious potato skins and all the things I'm not supposed to have, right? Wings I'm allowed to have, except the sugar and the honey garlic probably not. But that's I want to go out and I want to be social again. I just I want to sit in a coffee shop and talk with people and spend time with people because it's insane. It's just absolutely insane. I just this lifestyle, COVID's done such a number on us, and the shop we were going to work for is gone, and I'm still shocked because they've been in the industry for, geez, Martin, how long was Rabbit's Choice around? 45 years or something like that. Because they were a full established company when we moved to BC. We did stuff with them before, over 40 years. Yeah. Hey, Kill the Dragon. Hi, Jeff. But yeah, it's insane. It's I've left the industry so many times and I always come back because even a job like this, anyone can pick up this job. You just got to remember if it's a shooting day, there's a whole bunch of etiquette, and if it's a non-shooting day, bring your own food because there's not. But a non-shooting day, like I said, you can have a friend by, you can just have people come and sit. It's fine because there's no main actors around, there's no crew buzzing around you, there's no directors, there's no one to deal with. So they don't care. It's technically public space, even though they're paying for it. So yeah, but on a shooting day, you don't have to worry about the food, but you can't have friends over. So, but you're busy because this is being moved there, that's being moved there. Vehicles are coming in and out. You have to make sure every vehicle's got the production sticker on it and things like that. So it's the same job. It's just whether or not they're shooting. So yeah, I thought I'd get on and use some of my data and see who's out there and who's around. But I am just, oh, see Jeff there. He's known us for a long time. Killed a dragon. So, you know, hearing that Rabbit's Choice is gone is such a crushing blow. Yeah, that's right. You did some stuff with him before too, didn't you? It was literally my first job. Yeah, yeah. It's Martin and I are still because like I mean we they were the ones that did all the paperwork for us to guarantee that job and so that we can come back and then they're gone. You know, we didn't realize that they were in a difficult state. We didn't realize that because they did all the paperwork. Them and another little independent shop, but the other independent shop isn't doing so well anyway either. It's just a single guy that we used to work with before, and a lot's changed for him. So yeah, he hasn't shut down, but he's mentally shut down. There's no work all of a sudden, and he's not really recovering. I guess he's tired, but this industry doesn't. It'll eat you alive if you let it. But it's my life. I don't care if I'm sitting here watching cones and it's like $17 an hour to sit here and watch everything. And they give you that $15 food allowance, and I believe they give you a cell allowance now. They didn't before. I think they do now. So, and this one is a much better company than the one we were working for. So yeah, if anyone wants to be in the industry but you're just not artistic or anything like that, just we're right now working for what is it? Something one. Martin? I've got all my notes on the phone behind the broadcast. Phone $3 a day. Yeah, so they give you $3 a day towards your phone. So it's not a lot of money, but again, they want to make sure that your phone is operating and working. So you got a sound phone, you get $3. Yeah, so yeah, that gets added on. So it all gets added on. But yeah, um, something one. We're gonna take one. To take one production services or something like that. And they're out of Hamilton, but they cater to all of Ontario. So yeah, like I mean, Jeff, you want some spare work? Get a hold of them. They're looking for people. They've got work. Productions are starting to gear up, and you don't have to worry too much about. I don't know where I put my mask. It's here somewhere. You don't have to worry too much about the whole COVID thing. You do have to keep your mask on hand. I think. Oh yeah, here it is. I took it off my wrist because it was getting warm. But yeah, it's a simpler job. But always remember, in the entertainment industry, you piss someone off, you do something wrong, you're done. That's the hardest thing about it. I'd rather be building than doing this, but again, it's an industry I know, and I'll always respect the set. I know how to talk to people. I've had plenty of years of that. But yeah, you got to be careful though, because some people, especially when it comes to parking, so far so good. But people get riled up when you say no, because they're like, oh, nothing, the spot's empty, or especially when you're doing, basically it's overglorified, underglorified security when you think about it. But yeah, when you're doing like a production where they're taking up street parking, and all the cones are out. People will do it. They'll be like, "Oh, I just got to drop something off. I got to pick something up," and you got to be able to say to them, "Look, I've got a truck arriving. I don't know when. Production has is paid for the use of this spot, and you have to move." And they just, some of them will fight with you and fight with you and fight with you, and you've got the right of way though because you're working for the production. The one guy, Adrian, showed me the show issues these little proximity pendants on shooting days to ensure social distancing. Nice. So what, the pendant chirps or something when you get too close to someone? That's cool. And all the COVID things, productions keep having to do things that they wouldn't normally do. But yeah, so I think my biggest problem was this one guy who had this huge truck, like downtown Toronto. This was before COVID. We did a little bit of this too. Okay, they chirp within 6 feet. Nice. That's hilarious. Go to the washroom and it's chirping every time you get close to a wall, right? You go to sit on the toilet and it starts chirping. Oh, I'm assuming they turn off, But yeah, so I was downtown Toronto, and it was a block and a half of parking. The production had taken up both, no, one side of the street. It wasn't both sides. It was one side of the street. And this guy, big huge truck, typical, attitude, and he pulled up in front of the one of the stores, and he said, "No, I'm just going in to get some stuff." And I said, "Okay, look, no, you can't." And yeah, I'm going to. And he started dominating because he's this big, huge guy. And I noticed that the ticketing officer was coming down the other side of the street already. So I wasn't going to fight with him. I said, you know what? I've already given my reasoning. I've already told you that this is what it is, and you're pulling attitude. So forget it. Just go get your stuff, right? So I walk over to the other side of the street and I look at the ticketing officer and I say, "See that guy? Yeah, he's not one of our production vehicles." And the ticketing officer just smiled. "Thank you. I can't do the heart. I'll do half a heart because woo, because I'm holding the phone with the other one." And the officer was just smiling. The ticketing officer was just smiling because he knows the rules. He knows how this works. So he comes on over to my side of the street, gives the guy like a $200 ticket because it's parking against what is it? Parking against booked spots or something like that. Oh, thank you, Hannah. Thank you so much. Yeah, the car hunger there, creative is hubby on the other side of the set. He's right by the washrooms, something like that. There you go. But yeah, so he gave him a $200 ticket and went back across the street to start, to check cars and make sure that they'd legally paid for parking. And the guy came out and he pulled the ticket off the windshield, looked at me, and tried to dominate me again. And the officer came over and he said, "I can make that a $500 ticket if you don't stop harassing her." And he was just like, he didn't even see him until the officer was on him, and he stormed, like he hit the gas like you wouldn't believe because there was very little traffic on the street. It's a side street, right? Oh my God, was he upset? And the officer looked at me and said, "You're a tough little chick." And I said, "You gotta be. You gotta be. You just gotta be. You're not allowed to lay your hands on them. You're not allowed to yell and scream at them. You're not allowed to fight with them. Always they're going to win if they're like that. And there's nothing you can do about it. But you can call and you can get an officer in. You hope the officer comes by before the guy drives off or the person drives off. But I mean, I've had coffee thrown at me. That was fun. She obviously was really really weak because it never made it to me. Kind of hit the ground in front of me, and I'm like, okay, that was successful. But she wanted to run into the Timmy's to get hot coffee because her coffee had gotten cold. And to make her point clear, she threw her cold coffee out the window when I said, nope, I'm sorry, you can't. Again, production vehicles could be coming any moment now. I'm getting paid per hour. They're getting paid per hour. Blah 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 blah. And oh yeah, yeah. But it's one of those jobs that if you've got a small handicap or you can request this kind of shoot day. You don't have to do all the shoot days. You don't have to say yes to every gig. So you can say, listen, I've got this one problem or this one issue but the big thing you have to agree to is there's no time limit. Like you're not allowed to go past 12 hours. So if a production, if you get a call from the company and says, okay, it's technically a 4-hour shooting day, and the production comes by and says, we're going 6, you can't say no. You're already on set. You're already obligated. So you're a trooper right through, or yeah, you lose the next gig. But there's a lot of them that are just really, really easy. Like this is a really easy day. There's no production, there's no shooting. It's just a matter of they don't want to have to kick cars out of the parking lot when it comes to shooting days. They want to be able to just come in and do their job. So they'll pay for this. They'll pay for someone like me to sit around, and just watch everything. But every company's got its own slightly different attitude too. So it's actually, yeah, I swing a sword. That's the other half of my living. Well, not as much since we moved back to Ontario. I'd like to get back into it because it really is good to the body. So I want to get back into that. Martin's agreed to be retrained. I swing a sword at my husband. See, and this is one of those few industries too where they go husband and wife. That's fine. Just don't bring the fight to set if you fight. A lot of industries are like, no, husband and wife cannot work together. Well, why not? If we're capable, we're capable. If we prove we're not, well, then we're not. But proving we are, well, we are, right? It's amazing. It really is one of those industries that kind of caters to a lot of people. I met an older gentleman today. Yes. I want to join Duel of the Fates retake. What? I want to. Oh, I want to join. You want to join? Brian says he wants to join. I don't know if I can. If your sound will come through here or not. Duel of the Fates retake. Oh, because I'm not home. Oh, the sword fight. Nice. Have to train you first, Brian. Have to train you first. Have to make sure you're safe. People are like, oh, it's no big deal. I just know we have insurance policies for a reason. And when you do LSP work, you're insured under the Directors Guild. When you do props, you're insured under IATSE. When you do background work, you're insured under ACTRA. So even if you aren't a union member, different unions, like basically they take a small bit out of your paycheck. I'm half that. It comes naturally with a sword. Nice. I'll play Darth Maul. Y'all could be the Jedi. You're on lightsabers at dawn. But what she said. Yeah, leave it to Martin to try to get me in trouble again. Who ends up playing Maul? Getting cut in half. Well, well, if he wants to be Darth Maul, he has to be cut in half. But that also means Martin gets to be cut in half too. Like Martin gets to be stabbed. Again, honey, maybe you should stop doing Qui-Gon. Maybe you need an original character. Let's just give your Jedi a different name. Let's you keep dying. I get run through. Yeah, no, it's not fair. It's just not fair. Huh. Ah, 'tis the life of a Jedi. I assume you mean Qui-Gon. I do want to play. Thinking old grumpy Luke. What? No! Like I'm original. Caracana doesn't exist in the Star Wars universe. I don't want you. No, I won't. No. Oh, that might be fun. No, I no. I liked Mark Hamill. I mean, he was cute when I was much younger. I have a very different respect for him than I did before. Oh, Qui Gon was your favorite Jedi Knight. Okay. Or hold on. Oh no. Oh, okay. Quinlan Voss is my favorite Jedi Knight. Okay, I read it now. I can see it now. I can see it. I can see it. I can see it. I saw the Q and my brain went, ah, nice. Nice. Well, then why are you Sith? I guess, yeah, we gotta, at some point, for performance sake, we gotta find someone to be Sith. We'll be voicing Skeletor in the new Masters of the Universe. Serious? Sweet! Mark is brilliant. Mark is brilliant. You know, such a whiny character. You know, the whole Skywalker clan is just whiny, 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 whiny. But Mark, oh my God, I think Mark's great. Sun's gone behind the clouds again. Yay! Oh, and the front caps are missing off my chair, Martin. Damn it. We gotta glue them in if we can find them. Nice. Well, I was surprised when I found out that he was Joker in the Batman animated series. Like, I mean, it's just such a segue, you know. Huge Star Wars fan. He bought wooden katanas, and we would do Anakin versus Obi-Wan duels. Nice, Brian. Nice. Yeah, stick to wood. You got wood. Oh no, we're not that kind of broadcast. It's so weird, Martin, saying that without you here. You should be right here next to me. Yeah, Martin and I, we had a great team back in BC. So when COVID's done, we're hoping to be able to put together another team. Best Joker ever. Yeah. Why repeat your name, Stuart? Oh God, that's a Canadian commercial, isn't it? It's a Skip the Dishes, right? Well, that's a Canadian commercial. One time I got so into the duel that I accidentally gave him the Spartan kick. Oh no! Yeah, I've got a number of scars from actors who weren't paying attention. Yep. Nice. It's over and again. I have the higher ground. God, it's like one of the stupidest lines ever. Obi-Wan, what happened? What? Hold on. There's talk of an Obi-Wan series, isn't there? Isn't Ewan playing Ewan McGregor coming back to reprise his role? Right. That's what I heard. Anyone got more info on that? Because that's like awesome. Yes. Yes. Actually works better with the low ground. He takes the high ground and baits Anakin into going higher, so he can end up on the low ground. Who cares what ground you're on? How skilled are you? Right? That's all that should matter. When it's coming back, woohoo! Nice. Nice, nice, nice. See, that's the real reason to take the simple jobs on set. So you have enough money for Disney Plus. We have our priorities. Eating is good, but we have our priorities. You know, yeah. Time I rocked the Obi-Wan beard. What happened? Did you get rid of it? Young Coruscant before you. Nice. Uh, my stand-up is still standing. Yeah, Martin. Earlier, the sign fell over. I had to go and lift it up, and then my shade umbrella um, started flying away with the wind. It was. I had an exciting 15 minutes for a bit there. The job had to be clean shaven. Oh, what job? Obviously, somewhere you have to make an impression of some sort. Oil field. You have to be clean shaven for. What is there? Why do you have to be clean shaven for an oil field? I like the film industry. They don't really care. Yeah, they don't give a damn. Especially if you're crew, they really don't care. As long well, you got to be legal. I mean, you can't come to set topless with you know that stuff. Anyway, respirators. Oh my God, that makes so much sense. As long as it's not offensive, that's right. Wow. I guess so. Yeah. I mean, we do the respirator thing when we do spray paints and stuff like that, but it's not that bad. Hi, Newfoundlander. How are you, honey? My. This here Anakin guy. Maybe someday. Maybe. What? Hold on. What? Hold on. My. This here Anakin guy. Maybe some. Maybe Vader. You got more words in there than there should be. Sorry. Hi. How are you? I'm okay. What? The tennis court? Sorry. Yeah. Tennis court is, but it's not it's a membership tennis court. It's not a public park. You're welcome. I learned that by talking to one of the tennis players. It's great when people talk to you. My, this here Anakin guy. Maybe Vader someday later. Now he's just a small fry. He left his home, kissed his mommy goodbye, singing soon I'm gonna be a Jedi. Chilling in the balcony. Nice. Soon I'm gonna be a Jedi. Watching my garden grow. Hold on. If a watch pot never boils, does a watch garden never grow? But you have to. We are on, both Martin and I are on the same set, but two different halves of the property, doing some LSP work. Basically, I'm guarding cones and parking spots, so no one parks here. That's my job today for the next 12 hours. Oh, start at 7. So 7 to 7, and then tomorrow 7 to 7. But and Martin's on the other side with the trucks, and doing that there. I chose this side because I wanted to stay with the car. Cool. Thank you. Babysitting production trucks. That's one way to put it. Babysitting and babysitting the cones and the signs. So that's literally just literally making sure no one parks in production spots. Just sitting here in the back of my car, and I've got a black umbrella. Every time the sun peeks out, I just put it up so and it's shade so I don't overheat. Although enough heat is coming off the cement, that's for sure. It is. It's. There's two types of days on a production list. Like when you're on LSP, there's two types of days. Type of day like this where you're just keeping an eye on things and there's nothing shooting. You're gonna have friends over. You're not being fed, so you got to bring food. So you can hang out with people. You can chat. It's very casual. But on the days where you're actually doing this, when the production is up and going, you're jumping up. You're moving cones out of the way. You're making sure all vehicles have their little parking tags and production tags, and it's a very different story. And then so it's the same job, but it's just whether or not you're shooting. And today they're not shooting. So it's one of the casual, laid back, and we're doing it to kind of fill the gaps because the prop shop we were working for went under, and we've got a brand new store, but the store's not turning a really big income yet, and it's a whole new thing for us to have a store. We're not used to guessing what people are going to want to buy. You know, I'm at 55%. CNL are on the way. Gonna drop out and save my bag. Okay, you got it. Nice day to be outdoors. It is. It's for a while there when the sun came out full. I had the umbrella up to keep myself in the shade because it's 12 hours out and there's no AC. There's nothing. I mean, it's a washroom truck, but it doesn't. The generators aren't running. So yeah, you got to be able to do it. You got to be able to sit here and tolerate it, and you can get up and walk around, of course, as long as you're within your cone space. So yeah, I have my spot. Martin's got his on the other side. And there's another lady LSP up by the street over there, and there's another gentleman over by the street over there. So there's four of us today. There you go, Martin. Just put the store up. That's the store. He's faster. I thought you were going. Go. Save your battery. I'll give you back the booster pack after I'm done with it. After the iPad charges. See, we got this right. We think Martin and I think ahead. This is we've had this for years, but this is how our brain works. This stays in the car, gets charged up at home every once in a while. But oh yeah, look at my fingers swelling up, retaining water. I think I need more water. But so it right now is recharging my iPad. That's the permit, the location permit. So he'll get it after me. It'll charge and charge and charge and charge. It's a brilliant, lovely, solid battery. It's heavy as all hell, but he'll come over and grab it once I'm done with the charging up the iPad. Because my phone's actually starting to drop too. So yeah, I'm gonna probably charge my phone first before handing it back to him. So yeah, we're pretty much prepared. Today we've got friends bringing us lunch because it's a non-shooting day. It's easy for them to come and hang out with us and not get in trouble. If it was a shooting day, then yeah, they would not be able to do that. Not allowed to. So it's pretty cool. Like I mean, especially when you do streets, streets are a little more stressful in some ways, but it's I like the private property ones like this because you've got more control over what's going on around you. But I like the streets because there's always people around. They can only close off the street for so long. So when it's not closed off and you go get your dinner and you come back to your spot and you sit around and you're eating and people walk by and chat with you and stuff like that and you get to meet more people and sometimes Martin and I wind up at the props truck because that's our other life, so we know the prop masters and everything, and we'll sit there and we'll eat with them because we get the same food. Crew, technically your crew, so crew eats the same food. Crew gets fed really well. Crew gets fed better than backgrounders, so background is fun too because you're kind of acting to a certain degree, but it's they don't get fed as well as crew. Crew, I can always guarantee there's something I can eat. Background, I can't. So it's a bit of a different world when you think about it. But it's all the same industry. It's just the way it's treated. Different kinds of unions and stuff like that. Um, full union members, background full union members always get fed first, or they get a different menu depending. And you're more likely as a full union member to get something if you've got allergies or responses. You're more likely to get what you can eat. But I always make friends with union members and say, okay, guys, this is what I can eat. Can you grab me a little of that? I'll still get in line for the rest of my stuff like the veggies and stuff because whatever's left over with that is no big deal. But I can't eat the bread, so I want the rice. So can you scoop a little extra rice? I'll do things like that, and they're usually more than happy to help me out. So I've been considering going union in that direction, but I don't know. You have to keep up minimum hours, whereas IATSE and things like LSP work that's covered under the Directors Guild, um, you don't have to be a full union member to get the same treatment. It's the same across the board. So crew is the same across the board. Acting is not. So yeah, it's little of this, little of that. But anyone can do this job. Just you got to make sure that if you're assigned LSP work on a shoot day, that you're extremely respectful. Don't like, oh, I got close to this actor or that actor. Don't geek out. Geek out. Like be respectful, or you're done. I mean, you're done. I had an allergic reaction to something once on set, and yeah, the medical guy was on top of it. The company that I was working for at the time got someone in really quick to replace me, and yeah, I went home. But yeah, there was another company we were working for, and they were no, like I called them like I was gonna throw up. I was just gonna throw up, and they were like, "No, you can stay. I can't find someone to stay." I'm like, "No, I don't care if you're a dispatcher. I'm gonna throw up. I'm on set. Something happened. I'm gonna throw up." Oh no, you gotta stay. No, 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 no. That's wrong. That's find a replacement. Get me out of here. No, and they were like, "Okay, well, we'll do this once, but if this happens again," as if I planned it. Oh, you should be aware of this. No, no, yeah, I'm gonna predict it. That's right. I'm gonna sit there and go. My stomach will want to throw up 4 hours into my shift on a 12-hour shift. Yeah, I planned it. Sure. So yeah, we're not working for that company anymore. We're just not working for that company anymore. Not ever again. Just not worth it. A company should be able to say, okay, well, you're sick. We'll get on the phone right away. We'll find someone to take the rest of your shift. Yeah, I wound up leaving, and they were like, oh, you should be fired for that. Like, look, I was gonna throw up. I was gonna throw up. You know, um, and in the long run, I did throw up at home. Thankfully, I got out of there fast enough. But you kind of feel something like that coming on. You gotta go. You, no. So yeah, I'm never working for that company again. They don't get it. We are human beings. We understand. I mean, Martin and I have been in this industry a long time. Me even longer than him. No, it is what it is. You know, if I was an actor and I was the lead, and you're going to provide me with all the medical stuff I need, and I've got my own trailer, so as I heave ho, I'm doing it without the world looking at me. Sure, sure. Let's see how long I can go. But you're on the street and you're keeping an eye on parking spots, and it's a shooting day, so you got people buzzing around you. Last thing you want to do is hurl in the middle of the group. Wouldn't you just love to be recording that? I'm sure the ministry would be just. I'm sure they will too, because there's still, there are limitations in this industry. Well, they were. I don't know if they still are, but back then they were the largest LSP company in the city. I think it's just because they were, for the longest time, they were the only LSP company, and they're really long. Like the industry has had them as an LSP company for many, many years. So I think they got to a point where um, their staff is just a tool. They don't perceive their people as human anymore. Whereas there's been 3 new companies over the past 5 years, and they're growing. A lot of people are leaving the other LSP company and going to all these other ones. So yeah, they've basically made it really easy on the competition to just step in. So the younger companies are still treating people like people. Yeah. I should have recorded that. Yeah. They were also the same company that were very sexist, that women can't do overnight shifts because they can't pee in a bush. Nope. Yeah, we can. Um, I don't have those hangups. You put me in the middle of nowhere and tell me to keep an eye on something, I will. I'll pee in a bush. I'll pee on the edge of a parking lot. I'll pee, right next to my car. I don't care, right? But it's ridiculous, you know. No, I left that company pretty fast. It's a shame because one of the guys that is the dispatcher for that company, and the reason why I went with that company at first off was is a friend of mine, a longtime friend, and he took a chunk out of me for leaving, and he's the one that said that I should never work in this industry again. I'm like, nope. Person's sick, they're sick, and it's not like I'm bowing out every 2 hours and every single production. So yeah, someone is very slowly rolling by my cones. I don't know what she's attempting to do. Hang on a sec, guys. She's circling the parking lot with her windows open, looking around, looking around, looking around. See, this is basically the job, is I pay attention when people, a lot of times, you don't know. It's either a local resident, that she's backing into a spot. Is she staying? A lot of times it's a local resident that just wants to know what's going on. There's always um, there's always paperwork posted in all the buildings and given out door to door, for business areas and housing complexes and stuff like that, saying that this is what's going on for these days. But a lot of people don't pay attention, or they're coming to visit someone, or we've sometimes people will complain for nothing, and all we say is, yeah, no, we're legally here, and you need to take it up with the production. Here's the information for the production, and you hope they take it up and leave you alone instead of fighting with you. But yeah, you don't make a move on someone. You just watch and see what they do, and it's kind of like security, but it's not. It's a different classification. It falls under producers and directors, like PAs and ADs, and falls under the same category as all that work. Hmm. Yeah, we definitely have a nosy Nelly, and a lot of times too, they just want to know if there's a particular actor nearby, or we've had fans come in and they just want to get close, and they don't understand. They see all the signs, so they know it's a production, but you know, but you don't know until they say something you don't know. So all I do is watch them and make sure they don't come into the cones, and that. For 17 bucks an hour, there are times where it's really easy money, and other times you're not getting paid enough. But it balances out if you do enough of them. Yeah, she's just standing by her car and looking over. So we got a nosy Nelly. I just realized that Martin turned off his phone. I can't tell him I'm done with the battery. Ah! He'll eventually turn it back on. And that's your job too. If an emergency vehicle has to be called to set for any reason, you got to make sure that they get into the appropriate location So, when you're doing a set or a production where there's pyrotechnics involved or anything remote, you're usually turning off your phone for most of the time because they don't want the cell phone triggering things, and you have to wait for the okay to turn them back on. But yeah, those are. Oh, I've only been on one of those. An ambulance had to be called for one of the leads, and or at least one of the actors. I wasn't sure if it was a lead or a guest actor, but yeah, we had to clear cones out of the way and find the people who are responsible for those vehicles, help them get packed up and out of the way really quick. And you can't move the big trucks once the big trucks get into place and the ramps are down. They're stuck. So you got to try to move everything around them. You got to get, you got to say to transport that van, emergency vehicle is coming. That van's got to move. That van's got to move. That van's got to move. I know you're the pickup for the backgrounds, and I know this is where you're crashing for the day because at the end of the day you're driving them all back to the transit system or whatever. But you got to move. You got to be able to say, okay, this is where that emergency vehicle needs to go. Yeah, and you got to have production not be interrupted, as much as possible, and just get those vehicles in there. So those are the exciting days. They're not as often as they're stimulating, but they're not as often as you would think. But they're the ones you remember. They're the ones that you remember and think about when people ask you about stories. And it's just like, yeah, I remember this one time. And of course, the longer you're in the industry, the more stories you have. It's not because a lot of things like this go down every day. It's because you've got so many years. So even one story a year is more than enough to keep you going. Yeah, and I've had my fair shares. I mean, there was the ghost documentary I was shooting. I was a host, and one of the doors that's the building's supposed to be haunted, and one of the doors in the building that's from the original experience, I just kept opening. I couldn't get a shot in. We had to very quickly do the shots in little pieces. He changed the camera angles all the time so that we can do an edit. But yeah, I had to tell the story in little pieces because the door would not stop opening in my face. It was just hilarious. Absolutely. So I'm only going to go an hour because I don't want to lose all my data plan because it does a slow down thing and Martin won't be able to get on later on. Maybe I'll have Martin do tomorrow. So I hope everyone's doing okay, and you got to respect yourself. You really do. Self love, self respect is the biggest thing. That's the most important thing. It's not. Oh, thank you for the high award, Joel. Woo! Thank you. But yeah, respect yourself. Really, self respect, self love, most important thing. And yeah, for those of you who've been asking about, how do you get into this industry, there are a lot of jobs like this that are just, you don't need a certificate, you don't need training, you don't need, they go through the security training thing, like always have your vest on you so people see you at all times, and especially when you're around vehicles, and yeah, and babysit these things and don't be rude to people. And it's just like, there's a lot of jobs like this. If you just want to be doing things and you want a job, it's casual though. Remember, it's casual. You can't guarantee 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. 12 hours is your maximum day. 4 hours is your minimum. So yeah, you say yes to what you need to say yes to, and no to what you need to say no to, and you move ahead. So we're almost on an hour. I'm gonna let it go here, and because I'm also looking at my battery and realizing that whoops, I gotta plug my phone in before I hand over this booster battery to him. But be prepared, right? Just the Scouts model. Be prepared. All right, that's my little broadcast for the day. Talk to everyone later. Take care of yourselves. Ciao. Oh, there's a sale on there's a sale going on the store. CARR Hunger HUNGER.ca. The Star Wars cutoff day for $5 worth of awards or $5 sponsorship. The sponsorship also gets you a discount code for the store. Cuts off Monday. And then the story time happens on the 29th. There's plenty of information in the previous broadcast. And there was a third thing. Oh yeah, we haven't decided the next theme yet. So we'll have to do that soon too. All right. Thank you, Hannah. Bye for now. Bye, everyone.